Greetings and welcome to the Poly Relationships and Parenthood presentation. My name is Ed. This is my bio. This is a table of contents. The source that I'm going to be using today is a book entitled Polysecure by author Jessica Fern. Attachment. Images are from Google Images. Attachment occurs during childhood from our interactions with our parents. Attachment theory. Parental interactions, childhood attachment style, adult attachment style. Okay, so during our childhood, our interactions with our parents form our attachment style into adulthood. The ideal attachment style would be a secure attachment style, which means that our parents or our interactions with our parents, um, so our parents were protective, responsive, attuned, emotionally available, for example. The other end of the spectrum would be insecure and disorganized. So if our parental interactions were frightening, threatening, disorienting, alarming, that can cause an insecure, disorganized um, child attachment style, which can carry into our adulthood. Dimensions of attachment. Four dimensions: low avoidance, low anxiety, and high anxiety. The ideal dimension would be the secure dimension, which would involve low avoidance and low anxiety. So a lower possibility of avoiding the person in the relationship, the other person, and a low anxiety pertaining to the other person in the relationship. The other end of the spectrum would be high anxiety, high avoidance, which would be the fearful dimension. So having high anxiety about the other person in a relationship, high avoidance of the other person in the relationship or people. Boundaries: healthy, porous, and rigid. So healthy boundaries, which would be ideal, include being connected and protected. Porous boundaries includes being connected but not protected. And rigid boundaries include being protected but not connected. So you can read further and do your own research about, the additional information. Nested model, attachment and trauma. So as you can see from the image, the self is nested below global or collective, societal, local communities and culture, home, and relationships. So attachment and trauma can be affected by those layers um, to ourselves, and then we can ripple those attachment and trauma outwards. Consensual non-monogamy. So there are four dimensions of this, and which include high and low exclusivity. So there's high exual exclusivity, low exual exclusivity, high emotional exclusivity, and low emotional exclusivity. So the most common union would be monogamy, which would be two people in the relationship. And that would include a high axial exclusivity, which means that those two people are only engaging in axial activities with each other, and high emotional exclusivity, which means that their emotions are exclusive to others and inclusive to the two in the relationship. The other end of that spectrum would be low emotional exclusivity and low axial exclusivity. That would mean that emotions and axial interactions are not exclusive to just the people in the relationship. So because it would be a poly relationship or a relationship involving more than one person. Um, and you could do your own research on the other areas. Polysecure. Okay, polysecure, the HEARTS system. This is in the book. So HEARTS is an acronym um, of a system that can assist individuals in being secure in poly relationships. The H stands for here, or being present, when the people in the relationship are present physically. E stands for express delight. So expressing or showing your joy when you're together. A stands for attunement. So being in tuned or being in sync with each other when you're together. The R stands for rituals and routines. So those are the things that you do together in the relationship. So as you can see in this picture, these individuals are exercising together. The T stands for turning towards after conflict. So conflict is common, normal in relationships, but it's important to turn inwards after conflict in order to heal and move on. The S stands for secure attachment with the self. So whether the individual is not in a relationship, is in a monogamous relationship, or a consensual non-monogamous, slash poly relationship, they should strive for being, having secure attachment with themselves, especially if they are in a relationship with other people. Next steps. Possible next step could be individual therapy. It could be relationship therapy, whether it's a monogamous relationship or a consensual non-monogamous slash poly relationship. It could be family therapy, whether it's a monogamous or consensual non-monogamous poly relationship. In conclusion, cultivating secure attachment with ourselves is a universally applicable concept, not just for people wanting to be polysecure, but for anyone wanting to have more fulfillment, security, and empowerment with themselves and in their relationships, whatever their form. And this is from the book source. Thank you for your time. I can be reached at Gmail at EDLATORTUE at WOOSADOULA.com. That's edlatortu at woosadoula.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Woosadoula. That's capital WOOSA space capital DOULA. You can also find me on Instagram at Woosa_doula. So that's WOOSA_DOULA.